Hello and welcome to the next lesson for Final Cut Pro, green screen editing. Today we're going to be using a different keyer, and that is the blue-green screen keyer. And so back in the project, we have our keyed dog from before here that's not perfect. We'll work on that a little bit more later on. But right now we are going to basically do the same thing. So I'm going to bring down the same clip of the dog. Such a cute dog. And then I'm going to go back to my effects panel and we're going to add a different filter, and that is this one, the blue and green screen filter. So once that's added, again you can see that it turns red, so that means there's an effect on there that needs to be rendered to be able to play smoothly. So this filter, the blue and green screen filter, it works a little bit differently. It has a little bit more advanced controls. So let's go through it. So the view up here basically is going to show you different views of your canvas, of your clip, once you have tweaked this effect. There's the final, that's going to give you the final matte with the effect on it. There's the source without the effect, and then the matte, which is a black and white version to really fine tune this key, and we'll see that in action in a minute. The key mode, there's blue, green, and blue-green difference. The important ones are blue and green right now. It basically is what's your screen color, so we're going to switch to green. The color level, this is where you're going to start to play with the level of the color so that the effect knows how much green to take out. So as you can see, as I'm doing this, I'm moving it down to about 47, and it's looking pretty good. But we have the same problem here that we have in this last one. We have this little green edge, which is really a nuisance. And so what we can do here is, well, let's see if color tolerance changes anything. So you can see that this will affect what the green, if you have a different hue of green or a different type of green, this will help or not help depending on what you have as your background. I'm going to leave that at 10. Edge thin, again, this gives you a better example of what edge thin really does. In the color key, it wasn't really working, so this one seems to be doing a little bit better. So I am increasing the thin, so I'm getting rid of that green haze around it. But it's still a little bit fuzzy and a little bit too fuzzy. The edge feather is set at 10, so that's a little bit too much. You can go extreme and at 100 and it's just a blob. But then I want to decrease it to somewhere at 5. That's pretty good. And again, once you have keyed it and you have taken it out the green and you have a black background, you'll then have to put it in a background to see if your key really looks well, because here you can still tell it's definitely a key, but once you add a background and color correct, that's when you really start to notice if it looks good or not. You can invert this by clicking this, and that gives you the inverted color. So remember the old iPod commercials with the people dancing, the silhouettes. This is one way they could have done it. So I'm going to go back here. So here, let's see the view mode. The matte, so this gives you, like I said, a black and white version that lets you fine tune. So you can really see the feathering. You can see here, if I bring the feather down to 0, it's a little pixelated, and you get some noise around the edges, and that's something that comes up a lot when doing green screen, especially if the background is not evenly lit. So that's a good way to see more detail. So I'm going to go back to final. So that's basically what the blue and green screen keyer does, and that does a really good job. You can tell that the bottom corner is not green anymore like in this clip, and so that's a good option. Blue and green screen keyer, that's a good option for keying your footage. Next we're going to go over the chroma keyer, which is my favorite Final Cut Pro plugin or effect standard. That it's not a plugin, it actually just comes with Final Cut Pro 7. So we're going to be learning how to use that next lesson. So thank you for watching, and again, if you have any questions, email me at ebener.udemy@gmail.com or just message me on the Udemy course. Thank you for watching and enjoy your day. Bye.